You guys may know that I am not the oldest Deadlock player. I only started playing the game with the Old Gods New Blood update, and while I've had a great time playing it, I also had some people are nostalgic for the oldest versions of Deadlock. Apparently the game looked different, played different, and on my journey to reach Turnus one day, I figured it's important to know what the game used to be and why people remember it so fondly. There was a video that popped up in my recommended called The Entire Evolution of Deadlock from the channel Deadlock Central. And for the sake of discussion, I wanted to react to it and see what some older souls thought about the game in its most primitive form. So I sent them an email asking if I could react to it. They said they would love if I did, as long as I gave credit. So to see the full cut and stuff that was left out, the link is in the description with the channel. Thank you to Deadlock Central. And if you like the content, there might be a button down there you'd be interested in. Thank you. So I wanted to know if it's knowledge about Deadlock from before I played. That's what I would like to learn, because I want to learn like what did I miss? Like what did I miss out on Deadlock? There's this video. These guys, Deadlock Central. I didn't see if there was a reacting, so I sent them an email. I asked them, hey, is it cool if I react to this? They said, yep, just give credit. And so I was like, okay, sweet. Because I don't want to do any reacting if like people aren't okay with that. Because I know some people like putting effort into their videos and they don't like people like reacting to it. But some people like reactions. Right? And I contacted guys and they were like, yep, we want reactors to it, as long as there's like credit and stuff.
In a world of shadow drops, high budget launches, and lofty expectations, Deadlock is being developed in the open for everyone to see. After the failure of Artifact, Valve had a bit of soul.
Artifact. Wasn't Artifact just to combat Hearthstone? They tried to make their own Hearthstone.
Searching to do and began exploring new multiplayer projects. At this stage, nothing concrete existed yet. It was just an idea that Valve may want to return.
Think about Valve. You think of like Dota. Well, I mean, Dota, they took over an already existing thing with Dota. But even Counter-Strike and TF2, they made the games fun and then competitive. They're competitive games, but they're also super fun. I think that's why Deadlock works. It's like Valve has that idea with their games, is that the games are fun and competitive. So even if you're in like a low rank and you're not playing Deadlock competitively, you have fun. If you're playing TF2 and you're not playing competitively, you're sweating. You're not sweating, you're just playing like engineer, you're having fun.
It went under a new code name, Project 8. This is the phase of Deadlock's life that we know the least about, but it changed rapidly. The project took on a new identity, Neon Prime. This period is the messy, experimental start of Deadlock's creation. They knew where they wanted to go with a MOBA that plays like a movement shooter.
Dude, Neon Prime would have been crazy. I mean, just looking at this, I mean, they obviously would have revamped the aesthetic and everything. Because people like, if you look at the original Neon Prime, you're like, this aesthetic kind of sucks, right? But it's Valve. They would have redone the entire aesthetic to make it more interesting as like a sci-fi, aesthetic, right? This was kind of just a prototype. But what they went with finally with like classic New York style is so much more interesting and such cool. Such more cooler, bro. Such more cooler.
It had a third-person perspective. It was a MOBA game. You were generating souls, buying items. The core of Deadlock that we know and love. It was all there. But around the game industry, the broader population really began to reject the sci-fi and the futuristic games, and more importantly, distrust them. During that year, games like Battlefield 2042 also released. Valve saw this trend and...
Dude, 2042. To get a skin for Battlefield 6, I had to play like 50 hours of Battlefield 2042. The skins were awesome, and I love Battlefield 6, so I enjoyed that. But my time playing Battlefield 2042, I regret. That game was horrible. Even with it being updated and finished and like made better, the game still sucks. It's just such a horrible game, bro. 2042 is just such an embarrassment. Not even just on the Battlefield franchise, but across shooters everywhere.
And out of the cocoon came the 1940s occult mystical crossover that is Deadlock. This pivot would ultimately define the game's identity and is one of the main points of praise for the game. And with the core...
It was pretty sick. Now, obviously, they added like the cell shading and stuff to like the final version, which just looks amazing. I'm telling you, I still hold this true. Deadlock and Team Fortress 2, war-wise, take place in the same universe. I'm saying it now. I'm saying it now. It explains all the magical and mysticism of the TF2 things, with like all like the creepy stuff that happens. And here's the thing. People be like, well, where's all like the crazy magic stuff that's in Deadlock? Bro, Deadlock takes place in the middle of New York where the maelstrom is actively happening. TF2 takes place in bumheck nowhere, off literally nowhere. And it's just sand and gravel and nothing. So that's why there's no magic and stuff that is in Deadlock. Right? So it makes sense to me. And I'm telling you that that's the truth. You can choose to... What is his username? Kazastanye West. Hold me to that. They take place in the same universe. Guaranteed.
For the game established in mid-2024, Valve began expanding access through invite-based playtest. Valve was still very much so in the weeds on what they wanted the game to look like. Things like the urn drop-off point, movement techniques, flex lot requirements.
So, was the urn there at launch. I thought that was something that got added later. I mean, it's crazy to think about a time when there was no urn. I mean, now we have like the rift and everything, but there was no side objective, so you were just pushing waves. That's all you do. You go to the jungle, then come back to push waves more. That's literally all you do. It must have been pretty fun though, dude. It's so sick. Deadlock is so sick, bro.
Metro and more begin to set roots down and take.
Praise the Deadlock. Predator of Deadlock orb. Predator of Deadlock orb. I have another schizo theory when it comes to Yoshi and Deadlock. I think Yoshi's not a person. I think Yoshi's just an account that the entire dev team uses as one person. It's not a singular person. It's literally someone hops on the account to chat about things and everyone thinks it's one dev. It's not. It's just a team and they just use it. It's like a collective. It's like the coalescence of all the devs put together, and a hive mind gets put into one like brain cell, and that's Yoshi. Quote me on this one wrong, but I'm never wrong.
And it was wearing
almost never.
Almost never wrong. Developers and the item shop update, a complete facelift to the item shop system, which up to that point was using actually free assets off the internet for their art. This update added tons of new items, renamed and reworked some altogether. Ammo scavenger, we'll never forget about.
Enemy secured an ice soul from an NT. You get ammo back and gain stacking spirit power. Does that go away, or is it just it doesn't go away at all?
The 6 Heroes update was by far the biggest update the game had gotten to date. It brought with it, well, 6 heroes, and a really engaging system with it, where players earned vote tokens to decide release order by playing games.
I was here for Old God's New Blood. That's the only one I was here for, because that was when I started playing. With all my votes, I voted for Rem. I voted Rem right away. He was the first character added. And then I voted Apollo every single time other than that. Apollo was the last character added, so whatever.
Mina, Billy, Doorman, Paige, Drifter, and Victor all released at this time. The new heroes weren't the...
Wasn't Mina released right away? There was no vote for Mina. She was just the first character they just decided to add because people knew they were going to vote for Mina. Yeah, we'll just get this over with. We'll just put Mina in the game right away and then, yeah.
Only ones to get some love though, because the devs also added a whole new lighting look to the game in this update, and it made some of the heroes look well outdated. And so heroes like Lash, Pocket, Vindicta, and more got remodels done to bring their designs up to par. This update also had a hideout, a place for players to chill and test things between matches, a feature that really levels the game up. I'm sure you know or have heard someone desperately trying to get you to play Deadlock in the past year. And when the Old Gods New Blood update dropped and players from the wider gaming community saw what this game
That was my friend Tim. My friend Tim really wanted us to play Deadlock. And for like a full year, we never did. And then the first time I played it was 3 days before Old God New Blood came out.
They came back in droves, catapulting Deadlock's player count to over 125,000 concurrent players and into the top 10 most played games on Steam the week of its release.
Game in alpha, by the way. A game in alpha, by the way.
Cyberpunk, like Conquered, you name your favorite over the past 5 years. In a sea of all that, the Deadlock development team is quick to add missing things, listen to player feedback, and jump on issues in a way.
Dude, imagine how much better Concord would have done if it was set in 1950s New York.
If history is any hint, we'll continue to be rewarded for being along for the ride.
That's it. That's just such a good video, bro. That's so sick, bro. That's why I like to learn about the history of Deadlock, because I never played it, bro. I literally never played it. Dropping the Neon Prime futuristic theme was the best decision. Yeah, I agree. I made a YouTube short talking about Neon Prime, and for some reason, people genuinely thought I was being serious with it. Where is it? It's so long ago now. This one. They got 29k views. People were genuinely thinking I was like serious. Good video, bro. The entire evolution of Deadlock. Great video. Deadlock Central. Subscribe to them.